So, you all set to go hunting? Sorry, I thought you were a deer.
Today, folks, we're discussing Alec Baldwin. I know, I didn't want to talk about this guy anymore either, but we started covering this news, and now, of course, as the prosecutor we find has made an error, which we'll get into the article, see if it explains a little bit, because the legalese is slightly lost on me in this context. The long and short of it seems that it's going to be Alec Baldwin not facing the music, getting out of this. And then the sad thing is there's people that are like, well, he didn't do anything wrong. He shouldn't be punished. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Do you think if this were you or I, and we're not even into the video yet, do you think if this were you or I, we would be free? We would be on the street. We would be out making insane Instagram posts and blaming Splenda packets and still blaming Republicans for, I mean, this is so ludicrous. It is what you have, folks, is a front row ticket to the theater of the absurd, that which is our country and the judicial system now. I mean, if you ever needed more proof that Hollywood elites can literally kill somebody and get away with it, here it is right here. I mean, I really hope I'm wrong, but I mean, seemingly look at the deal Helena Hutchins' husband took. He's now a producer on the movie. That's hush money. That's hey, just forget about this guy killing your wife money is what it is. And I'm not gonna mince words on that, because why would I? So let's get into this article from the Hollywood Reporter. We'll take a look at what it says, see what's in store for Alec Baldwin judicially, and see if we can't decipher it, folks. Let's go. This came out yesterday from the Hollywood Reporter. Why Alec Baldwin may aim to pursue a trial over Rust shooting charges after New Mexico prosecutors downgraded involuntary manslaughter charges against the actor. Legal experts see Baldwin taking his case to a jury instead of accepting a plea deal. Yeah, because these people will make a jury feel sorry for this. Alec Baldwin is a scumbag as a person. A typical Hollywood elite, doesn't care about anybody outside of himself. This guy, his act of contrition in this whole thing has been a joke. Less than a month after he was charged, Alec Baldwin has managed to slash 5 years off his possible sentence and is awaiting the ruling on a motion to disqualify the special prosecutor appointed to the case over his role in the fatal shooting of a cinematographer on the set of Rust. His role. He pulled the trigger. It's not, oh, we got to find out what his role was. He pointed the gun and pulled the trigger. That's what role he had in it. God, stop it. We have to see what role he had in this death. Oh my God. Like it's not right there. He just pointed the gun and shot. Ho ho.
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang, bang.
It's so difficult. It's so difficult to figure out what role Alec Baldwin had in this. Get the out of here. With momentum on his side, Baldwin will likely take this case to a jury instead of accepting a plea deal if he's offered one, according to several legal experts consulted by the Hollywood Reporter. Mary Carmack Altwies, the district attorney who serves Santa Fe County, filed an amended complaint on Monday downgrading involuntary manslaughter charges against Baldwin and armor Hannah Gutierrez Reed. The move, which significantly reduced their possible prison time, came after lawyers for the actor and producer of the low-budget Western argued their client was unconstitutionally charged with violating a recently amended firearm enhancement statute that didn't exist at the time of the incident. Baldwin now faces a maximum sentence of 18 months in prison if convicted. Holy 18 months in prison. So they downgraded the involuntary manslaughter charges to take off that sentence enhancement because that statute wasn't in place when the incident took place. Though that's fair. That is fair to Baldwin, even though he's still that is still fair to him. Because we have to be fair, even though he's we have to be fair. Even though Alec Baldwin is literal garbage, we still have to be fair. So this 18 Oh my God. Can you, like I said, I just find it hilarious. This is basically going to get away with a slap on the wrist for ending a woman's life. Because he literally pointed a gun at her and fired it when he had no reason to do this. No reason at all. No reason you point a gun at a cinematographer. Not even an actor in the scene that you're shooting, but a cinematographer, and pull the trigger. And now you're the victim.
Nope.
They bought and paid for her husband. You know, they bought and paid for him. So this cuck just takes money. I mean, this is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. Like I said, folks, it's a great big club, and you and me ain't in it. In order to avoid further litigious distractions by Mr. Baldwin and his attorneys, the district attorney and special prosecutor have removed the firearm enhancement to the involuntary manslaughter charges in the death of Helena Hutchins on the Rust film set. Heather Brewer, spokesperson for the New Mexico First Judicial District Attorney, said in a statement obtained by The Hollywood Reporter. The prosecution's priority is securing justice, not securing billable hours for big city attorneys. James Brosnahan, who represented producers for The Crow when Brandon Lee was killed by a bullet on set, said that the inclusion of the enhancement was a big whopper mistake by the prosecution that will embolden Baldwin to vindicate himself at trial. His career is at the front of his mind, he explains. This isn't going to end in a plea. John Anderson, a former U.S. attorney for the District of New Mexico, agrees that prosecutors dropping the gun enhancement charge will push Baldwin to forego a plea that will likely force him to admit culpability for holding the gun that killed Helena Hutchins when it discharged. He says downgrading charges and decreasing exposure to incarceration increases the likelihood that defendants stick to their guns and go to trial. At the time of the shooting, the gun enhancement statute in question could only be charged if a firearm was brandished, meaning that a weapon was used with the intent to intimidate or injure a person. It was amended in May after the incident to replace the brandishing requirement with a lower standard that a gun was simply discharged in the commission of a non-capital felony. New Mexico lawmakers also increased potential prison time from 3 to 5 years. Baldwin's lawyers, in a motion to dismiss the enhancement, argued that prosecutors are barred from charging their client with a statute that retroactively increases punishment for existing offenses. The district attorney's office may have included the gun enhancement, which carries a mandatory 5-year prison sentence, as leverage to corner Baldwin into pleading down to a lesser charge. It's a common knee-jerk strategy by prosecutors to add a gun enhancement to get people to agree to plead guilty to something less and get rid of a case through a plea. Brosnahan, who notes that Baldwin likely hasn't been offered a deal yet, says, what happened is that the defense has to tell their client that they can get hit for this. That instead of doing 3 years, they might do 8 if they don't plead guilty. Vital to Baldwin's calculus in whether he accepts a deal will be if he has to concede that he has some degree of responsibility over Hutchins' death. When pleading guilty, a defendant must admit guilt to the court. Baldwin may opt to gamble on being able to completely walk away from charges through a jury trial instead of skating his career on the willingness of Hollywood to overlook a plea. I think if it goes to jury, they'll be starstruck like usual, and he'll get the elite Hollywood treatment, and he will walk away and not have to admit. I want to see him admit. And that's the thing is, I don't care what the legal precedent says. If it goes to jury and he gets out of any responsibility for this, you and I both know at the end of the day, that's...
Come on, don't bullshit me.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Bullshit! You said so! It's all bullshit! All of it!
Alec's career has been damaged by defending himself in a highly irregular manner that was at times highly diluted and out of the Donald Trump School of Public Relations, says Eric Schiffer, chairman of Crisis PR firm Reputation Management Consultants. If he's found not guilty at trial, it would massively help him with the public who are only catching glimpses of scattered headlines. Even if a jury concludes he's guilty, Baldwin could argue for probation instead of prison, which he'd likely be granted since he has no prior criminal history. A judge would have had to sentence him to 6.5 years if he was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter with the firearm enhancement. See, I would have done that no problem because you're responsible for the death of another human being. I think he should be charged with it, honestly. And it's not just because I don't like him. It's because he murdered somebody. I don't care. You can call it involuntary manslaughter. You pointed a gun, you shot, and you killed her. That's not involuntary. A plea agreement could have also been used against the actor in civil cases blaming him for Hutchins' death. He's fighting at least 5 suits, including one filed in February by Hutchins' parents and sister. Settlements are often introduced as evidence of liability. In the criminal case, legal experts are optimistic about Baldwin's chances. They say prosecutors face an uphill battle in convincing a jury beyond a reasonable doubt that Baldwin is liable when the accident took place shooting a scene for a movie. See, that's what I don't understand, how the jury could be. I mean, what kind of jurors are you finding for this? Are they complete morons? Like, is that what kind of perspective that's a rhetorical question, folks. The jury in the case will have a problem with gross negligence, Brosnahan says. Where did he proceed into a known danger? The answer for the defense will be that he was told the gun was empty. The issue may turn on whether the so-called safety bulletins that outline how guns and ammunition should be handled on set is allowed as evidence in the trial. The bulletin dictates, among other things, treat all firearms as though they are loaded, refrain from pointing firearm at anyone, and to never place your finger on the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Right there. He violated all of that. He violated all of that. While Baldwin has maintained he didn't pull the trigger. What the While Baldwin has maintained he didn't pull the trigger, an FBI report concluded that the gun couldn't have discharged without doing so. Well, yeah, my 8-year-old could tell you that. Joshua Ritter, a defense attorney and former LA prosecutor, predicts the case ends in an agreement in which Baldwin pleads guilty to a charge short of manslaughter and is given probation. He's looking at prison time, and he was the one holding the gun in his hand, he says. He doesn't want to put his fate in the hands of 12 jurors. Prosecutors' handling of the case has been called into question. It took 15 months for the district attorney's office to bring charges, with Carmack Altwies announcing the case in January, more than a week before charges were formally filed. As a matter of protocol, you don't make the announcement in advance, Anderson says. This has not been handled well by the district attorney's office at a number of levels. Leading up to Baldwin's first appearance in the case, which is set for Friday, the actor's lawyers have also moved to disqualify special prosecutor Andrea Reeb, who was brought on the case to assist. They argue she's not constitutionally allowed to serve as a state legislator and a special prosecutor. There you have it, folks. There is a lot of mumbo-jumbo in that case, a lot of legalese, and a lot of them wanting to let Alec Baldwin basically off the hook. By my estimation, murder. You can call it involuntary manslaughter all you want. It's sick to even contemplate that this guy's not going to face any time behind bars for this. Like I said, folks, you or I, if we were in his situation, we would be locked up from the beginning of being arrested until the trial, and then the arraignment and sentencing when we were inevitably found guilty. What do you think? I want you to leave your thoughts in the comments. Do you think they're going to give the Hollywood elite treatment to Baldwin, or do you think he's going to actually face some time? The prosecutors have mishandled this. Seemingly there's no doubt there. Do you think they're going to be able to put a competent case together now? Is that out of the realm of possibility? Let us know. Subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate it. Please help support us. You don't have to do it financially. Just press the red button. Unless you want to join as a channel member, then there's 2 options for you to do that as well. Check back. We have live streams 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. You get 2 extras if you're a channel member. I know a lot of the big channels out there, they do a monthly live stream for you. I do 2 weekly for you with the entire crew that is here on deck on Monday, the Horsemen, Wednesday, the Holy Shit News crew. So think about that, folks. We do a lot. We post videos pretty much every day in hopes to entertain and brighten your day just a little bit with our content. So there you go. I'm Etep Wakuian from The Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all of you. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and I'll catch you on the next one.
It's better to burn out than to fade away.
I could do this all.
This doesn't bode well.
You're lying. I never hit you. You are tearing me apart, Lisa.
a waste of good suffering.